we're going to dive right into a CBS News investigation into what police and sheriff's departments do with their old guns when they upgrade their weapons. CBS News partnered with two nonprofit newsrooms, The Trace and Reveal, and also with CBS stations. And we all discovered that thousands of former law enforcement weapons end up being involved in crimes every year. So the question is, should law enforcement really be in the business of selling used firearms? National investigative correspondent for CBS News and Station, Stephen Stock, reports.
You know, another family lost another child at the hands of a firearm that shouldn't even be on the streets. It shouldn't even be on the streets.
Candace Leslie's only son died 3 years ago, shot 4 times outside his apartment. Detectives gathered a gun involved in Cameron Brown's death, but they've made no arrest.
I'm losing trust in the people who are supposed to protect and serve us.
But what Candace didn't know, until we told her, was that a weapon involved in her son's death here in Indianapolis was a former police weapon from a sheriff's office more than 2,300 miles away.
Using public records, CBS News traced a gun involved in Brown's death, a Glock 21 handgun, to a sheriff's office in Stanislaus County, California.
There's no reason for police firearms to be in the hands of teenagers.
I would say to Cameron's mom, I'm very sorry for your loss, but my organization had nothing to do with it.
Stanislaus County Sheriff Jeff Dirksey told CBS News Los Angeles he makes no apologies for trading in used guns. He says that saves taxpayer money when the department updates its arsenal.
I mean, it's a legal transaction. I mean, I'll go back to so if I legally sold my old used patrol cars and somebody uses that in the commission of a crime, is that our responsibility? I would say no.
His department is one of more than 140 law enforcement agencies nationwide we found offloading their used weapons to gun stores.
So this is about 220 Smith & Wesson M&P 40Cs that just came in as police trade-ins.
And those stores advertise the gun's police history as a selling point.
During a 16-year time period ending in February 2022, the ATF traced 52,529 former police service weapons to crime somewhere in America. On average, that's more than 3,200 guns every year, 9 every day.
It's good to know that these things aren't going to end up someplace they shouldn't.
This is what Seattle's police department does with its used guns. We recently watched as they melted 179 used service weapons. Seattle changed its policy in 2016.
It's not worth that risk.
What's the worst thing in your mind that could happen if a police gun got in the wrong hands?
Well, if it'd be used in a criminal act and a shooting, killing somebody, or even killing an officer.
Or somebody's son.
Does it feel like Cameron's just a statistic?
No. I feel that number all the way in my heart.
He's your boy.
Yep. And he's gone too soon.
For CBS Mornings, I'm Stephen Stock in Indianapolis.
A couple things worth noting. The director of the ATF told us here at CBS News he was not familiar with the issue of police agencies selling used guns, but a spokesperson later told us that they looked into it. It is legal and that Congress would have to change the law to make it illegal if they chose. It's worth noting also that the ATF, in their case, is required under federal law to melt down the guns it uses. The White House Office of Gun Violence Prevention would not agree to talk to us on camera. I'm glad the sheriff from Stanislaus, California, went on camera to talk about the gun that was later used in the murder of somebody. And he makes a good point. They're saving money, helping taxpayers, but while that makes sense locally, it doesn't make sense to someone who just lost a child.
Yeah, I have a deep appreciation for our investigations because it never crossed my mind what police officers do with their weapons once they get rid of them or upgrade. Wow.
It's not out of sight, out of mind. There is another chapter for these weapons.
Yeah.